The T-14 Armata is a new Russian main battle tank based on the Armata Universal Combat Platform. It was first seen in public during rehearsals for the 2015 Moscow Victory Day parade. The Russian Army plans to acquire 2,300 T-14s in the period 2015 to 2020. Design. Featuring a number of innovative characteristics, the T-14 represents a new generation of Russian main battle tanks. The most significant new feature is the use of an unmanned turret with the crew of 3 seated in an armored capsule in the front of the hull. The development of the tank took 5 years and was initiated after the earlier, incrementally innovative T-95 project was cancelled. After protracted development, with authorities citing excessive weight, complexity, and cost. Armament. The main armament of the T-14 is the 2A821M 125mm smoothbore cannon, a replacement for the 2A46 of previous Russian and Soviet tanks. Other features include an absence of a fume extractor, a firing rate of 10 to 12 rounds per minute, and a maximum effective penetration range of 8 kilometers. The detection range of the tank's optical sensors is more than 5 kilometers for tank-sized targets at day, and at least 3.5 kilometers at night through the thermal imaging channel. The gunner sights optical channel is equipped with 4x and 12x optical zoom. The laser rangefinder has a theoretical maximum range of 7.5 kilometers. These systems are duplicated. In addition, there is a weaker third system which can fire on the move. A crew uses a high-definition camera with a 360 degrees field. The Vacuum 1 Sabot round, currently being developed for the 2A821M gun, has a penetrator which is 900 mm long, and is capable of penetrating 1000 mm of RAR equivalent at a distance of 2000 meters. The new controlled detonation Telnik Hefrag shell is also available. The gun is also capable of firing guided missiles, a feature first implemented on 1960s Soviet tanks, with the new 3U BK-21 Sprinter ATGM developed specifically for it. These missiles can be used as a means of air defense systems. The secondary armament consists of a 12.7mm cord machine gun with 300 rounds and a 7.62mm PKTM machine gun with 1000 rounds. All guns are remotely controlled. In addition, another 1,000 rounds can be stored separately. A 12.7mm machine gun is installed above the turret roof-mounted commander's sight, which avoids visual obstructions, while the turret front has a peculiar slit that is speculated to be intended for the coaxial 7.62mm machine gun. In the future, the T-14 may use the 2A83 152mm gun instead of its current 2A82 125mm gun. This gun, created around 2000 for the T-95 prototype, has a high-speed APF-SDS shell with a 1980 meters per second muzzle velocity, only dropping to 1900 meters per second at 2 kilometers. However, Russian engineers have thus far kept the 125mm size gun, assessing that improvements in ammunition could be enough to increase effectiveness, while concluding that a larger bore weapon would offer few practical advantages. The T-14 can use anti-aircraft missiles. A 30mm anti-aircraft gun may be installed instead of the 12.7 machine gun. Mobility. The T-14 is powered by a CHTZ-12 360 diesel engine delivering up to 1,500 horsepower. The engine's theoretical, not normally used, maximum power is 2,000 horsepower, at the cost of radically decreasing its service life, projected around 2,000 hours at nominal 1,500 horsepower, comparable to other modern tank engines, and up to 10,000 hours at moderated 1,200 horsepower. The engine is electronically controlled. Operational range is over 500 kilometers. The T-14 has a 12-speed automatic gearbox with a top speed of 80 to 90 kilometers per hour and a range of 500 kilometers. At least one expert speculated that the transmission might be an electronically controlled mechanical gearbox with the external reverse and demultiplier gears, giving the tank equal forward and reverse gear ranges. Other sources suggest partly a fully hydrostatic transmission, uniquely for a Soviet-Russian design. The transmission is joined with the engine into a single unit that can be swapped out in the field in just under 30 minutes. Unlike previous Russian and Soviet designs, such as the T-90/80th 72/64, the T-14 has 700 mm road wheels based on the T-80 variant. It has the ability to adjust the suspension of at least the two first road wheels, and probably the last one. On the parade rehearsal video, a T-14 Armata is shown to retract one of the frontal first wheels during turns. This, and some recently published design blueprints, suggest at least a partial hydraulic suspension system based on the adjustable lever arm shock absorbers that now double as suspension actuators, and may have been done to improve the pivoting ability of the tank. An active suspension system improves the target lock time by a factor of 2.2, and the time frame between target detection and reaction is reduced by 31%, all due to the resulting smoother ride. Much thought was given to the tank's strategic mobility. Its moderate mass of 48 tons allows it to be easily rail and trailer transported, conserving its engine and transmission service life, and it can navigate most of the solidly built bridges in the country, unlike, for example, the Japanese Type 90Q Maru MBT, whose 50-plus ton mass and large size forces it to operate only in areas with specially reinforced bridges and railways with sufficient clearance. Moreover, two tanks with the crews and all attending equipment can be easily airlifted by the heavy An-124 transport plane. However, the most numerous Russian strategic airlifter Il-76 is able to lift this mass only in its newest PS-90 equipped variant. Protection. In addition to dual reactive armor malachite, the T-14 features the active protection system Afghanet. This system includes a millimeter wavelength radar to detect, track and intercept incoming anti-tank munitions, both kinetic energy penetrators and tandem charges. Currently, the maximum speed of the interceptable target is 1,700 meters per second, with projected future increases of up to 3,000 meters per second. According to the news sources, it protects the tank from all sides. Defense Update released an analysis of the tank in May 2015, speculating that Afghanet's main sensors of the 4 panels mounted on a turret's sides, which are probably the ASA radar panes spread out for the 360 degrees view, and possibly one more on top of the turret. In their opinion, the active part of the system consists of both a hard kill and soft kill element, the first of which actively destroys the incoming projectile, while the second confuses the guidance systems of ATGMs and such, causing them to lose target lock. They believe that it would be effective against 3rd and 4th generation ATGMs, including Hellfire, TOW, Bill Javelin, Spike, Brimstone, and JA AGM, as well as by sensor-fused weapons. Afghan hard-kill launchers are the long tubes mounted in groups of 5 between the turret's front sides and the chassis. These send out an electronically activated charge that shoots an explosively formed penetrator towards the target. Aside from that, the tank is also equipped by the NII Stalis Upper Hemisphere Protection Complex, which consists of 2 steerable cartridges with 12 smaller charges each, and a turret top VLS with 2 more similar cartridges. Additionally, using the ASA radar and anti-aircraft machine gun, it is possible to destroy incoming missiles and slow-flying shells. The tank's crew of 3 is protected by an internal armored capsule with more than 900 mm RAR equivalent, increasing the chance of survival in case of a catastrophic kill. Both the chassis and the turret are equipped with the latest Russian-era system from the front, sides and the top. The turret's shape is designed to decrease its radio and thermal signatures. The T-14 uses the integrated computerized control system which monitors the state and functions of all tank modules. In battle, the software can analyze threats and then either suggest or automatically take the actions to eliminate them, while without the external threat it can detect and rectify crew errors. Serial production of the Armata platform's ceramic armor components began in mid-2015. In July 2015, the deputy director of the Uralvagon tank manufacturing company claimed the T-14 would be invisible to radar and infrared detection through radar-absorbing paint and burying components with heat signatures deep in the hull. American and Russian armor experts have doubts about these unproven claims. A retired U.S. senior military officer said that sensitive modern thermal technology could pick up things such as vehicle movement, a weapon firing, an exposed crewman, or the exhaust of an engine capable of moving a 50-ton tank regardless of heat-generating component placement. Russian analysts also pointed out that most stealth applications in Russia have been geared towards aircraft to reduce the radar cross-section from airborne to ground-based detection, while in a ground vehicle the approach would be to make it indistinguishable from ground cluttered to optimize shielding from air-to-ground detection, and the two techniques do not necessarily overlap. Sensors and communication. The tank is equipped with the 26.5 to 40 GHz active electronically scanned array radar that has a range of 100 km, which is mainly used by the APS. Up to 40 airborne or 25 ground targets down to 0.3 meters in size can be tracked simultaneously. The tracking system provides an automatic firing solution to the destruction of the target, which can be then transferred to either the APS or the main gun control computers. The tank will be able to give target designation for artillery and serve in air defense and reconnaissance functions. The T-14 uses highly protected communication channels that connect a group of T-14s and the command post. The commander and gunner have largely identical multispectral image sights, with the visible electromagnetic spectrum and thermography channels and laser rangefinders. The commander's sight is installed on the turret top and has 360 degrees field of view, while the gunner's, situated in the turret's niche to the gun's left, is slave to it and is additionally equipped with the direct vision periscopic channel and laser designator for the gun-launched SACLOS anti-tank missiles. The detection distance of tank-sized object for both of the sights is 7,500 meters a day through the TV periscopic channel, and approximately equals 3,500 100 meters at night through the thermal channel. Additionally, a backup night vision-capable sight is installed, with 2,000 and 1,000ths of a meter respective detection distances. The driver, in addition to the traditional vision periscopes, has a forward-looking infrared camera and a number of zooming closed-circuit television cameras for an all-round field of view. Video cameras are installed for all-round vision for the crew, since it lacks the normal vantage point of turret roof hatch. 360-degree camera coverage is perhaps one of the T-14's most unusual features, although made necessary because of the extremely limited visibility without them. A crew clustered in the front of the hull would have poor situation awareness if the camera setup and video feeds were to fail. Although the T-14 is touted as a Russian-made next-generation tank, some components may not be entirely domestically made. Cybersecurity analysts have revealed Russian industries have had difficulty producing critical components of night vision systems and have attempted to buy them from Western suppliers to China in the past through various operations. This means components of the T-14 could have originated outside of Russia, which may be more difficult to obtain or produce due to sanctions against Russia for its involvement in Crimea and eastern Ukraine. Export. Egypt. Denis Manturov, the Russian Minister of Trade and Industry, said that Russia was ready to sell the Armata tank to Egypt. Russia is ready to discuss with Egypt the delivery of the T-14 Armata tank after executing its plans for this new generation tank under the state armaments program, he told RIA Novosti on a visit to Cairo in May 2015. The manufacturer of the Russian Armata tank invited a delegation from Egypt to a military equipment and arms expo in Russia, where the capability of the new tank will be demonstrated. We invited the Egyptian delegation to the exhibition of weapons, which will be held in September this year, to show what this machine is capable of, the company's director Oleg Sienko told TV channel Russia 24, Asia Pacific. Vladimir Kozhin, Russian presidential aide, said that Russia's foreign partners, including China and India, have expressed interest in purchasing new military equipment presented at the May 9th Victory Day parade in Moscow, including the Armata tank. To a larger extent it is our traditional partners, India, China and Southeast Asia, he told the Izvestia newspaper. Even though China has shown interest in the T-14, Chinese company Norinco claims the domestic VT-4 tank is superior to the Armata design in terms of mechanical reliability, fire control, and unit cost. Image gallery.